one game of playoff hoops on a Wednesday night.
You just got to breathe through it. Breathe through it.
Pacers beat the Knicks in overtime, 138 to 135. Probably the worst Knick loss that I have in memory. Someone might prove me wrong and be like, no, remember in like '06 how much worse this was? This is the worst loss I can remember. Sadly, we're going to get into it all. My name is Shlomo Stark.
My name is Levi Jacob.
And this is the daily basketball recap in 15 minutes or less. Levi, I'm just going to go and you're going to listen. I watched every minute of that game, every dribble, every Neesmith 3 at the end. I'm going to take you through my entire thought process. In the first quarter, the Pacers, first I would say maybe 5 to 7 minutes of the first quarter, the Pacers didn't miss a shot. They were like 9 for 9. And I was getting flashbacks to last year's game 7 where they also didn't miss a shot. And I was like, oh no, like why are they so good at scoring against the Knicks in the playoffs? But it was basically like it was an insane shooting thing where they were like 9 for 9 and the Knicks were like 7 for 10. And it was a 4-point game. The Knicks were fine. And I was like, you know what? I'm okay. Then towards the end of the first quarter, till basically 2 minutes left to the game, I was ecstatic. I was like, wow, like this Knicks team basically second half of game 4, skipping game 5, the one game I went to, and all of game 6 and the first 4 quarters until 2 minutes left to this game looked the best they've looked all season. And I was thrilled about it. Towns playing well, Brunson playing well, Bridges playing well, Robinson playing well, Deuce playing well, Campaign playing well. We went 8 deep this game. We actually went 9 deep. I don't know if you know this, but DeLon Wright played 26 seconds. And even he got minutes over Precious Achiuwa. And it was the last 26 seconds of the second quarter. Thibodeau didn't want to make sure that Towns and Brunson didn't get fouled. DeLon Wright hasn't played for so long that the commentators called him Darrell Wright. And at one point, they're just like, I think his name's DeLon.
That's his brother.
Okay, so that was confusing. Okay, thank you for that. They didn't mention that on the.
Yeah, they didn't clarify at all.
They didn't clarify. They were just like, oh, okay, it's DeLon. He had no touches and he played 26 seconds. Then, with 2 minutes left, I want to tell you my exact thought process. Yesterday, I predicted the Knicks would win the Knicks would win and all the games would be in clutch time. So with 2 minutes left, this is literally what I was thinking. I was thinking, oh, bummer, the Knicks are blowing them out. It's not my prediction. Then the Pacers just kept scoring and I took the blame for it in my head. I was like, shoot, like I'm making myself nervous. Like God is like listening to my like hopes of like, oh, like I really take blame for this Knicks loss. Like I'm like, oh, like God is like, oh, you want to see close, Shlomo? Fine. So then it got to 5. So now we're officially in clutch time. Like, wait, it's within 5 with 30 seconds left. Like we're gonna win, and my prediction's gonna be right. I'm so excited for the pot. And just Neesmith, I don't know what was happening. He caught a flamethrower, not fire, and he just hit 3 after 3 after 3 after 3. And the Knicks, I go back and forth if I'm blaming. I was talking about this with my cousin Isaac. I blame the Knicks for blowing a 14-point lead with 2 minutes left, or was it just like, yeah, but the Pacers weren't supposed to hit 7 3-pointers. Then we get to that last second in regulation where Halliburton hits the crazy shot. I think it's a 3 initially, and the ball leaves my screen, reminiscent of Kawhi Leonard in 2019, and I'm like, oh, the ball is gone, and then it goes in, and I was like, I cannot believe we just lost this game. And then Halliburton hits me with the choke, and I was like, damn, that's good taunting. Oh, like bringing back 95. My mom sent me clips of 95 with the Reggie choke like 2 days ago of just like, this is all I'm thinking about now. Like, what a brutal taunt. And then it turns out it's actually a pretty lame taunt because he only did it to tie it. So he doesn't look so good doing that now. And the Knicks lose in overtime. Overtime was like a good battle, and like in the end, Halliburton came through. I wouldn't say Brunson was bad in overtime. Like the Knicks weren't bad in overtime. The Halliburton just like outplayed
It took the
Brunson
wind
in
out of their
overtime.
sails. It took the wind out of their sails. I felt like.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm not so worried about the series, honestly, if I'm thinking logically. Like the Knicks had this game and the Pacers like congrats to them. But man, this is a tough loss because also it really puts on the pressure for game two. Because if we lose game two, now we're where Boston was when the Knicks won the first two games, and it's just not where you want to be.
To be fair, I think the upside is defensively the Pacers were limited against the Knicks. Like the Knicks had good offensive scheme in this game, and it's a thing that they keep going back to that the Pacers aren't necessarily going to be able to solve. So, like
Listen, I think they were equally bad defensively because the score was 138 to
yeah.
135. There was no defense this game. Well, it's actually not true. I think that people were hitting tough shots.
Yeah, 100%. This is what the Pacers do. Like if you watch the last series, specifically the first two games of against the Cavaliers, it's really funny just because if Neesmith doesn't, first off, if Towns hits another free throw at the end of that game, at the end of regulation, but if Neesmith doesn't go 8 of 9 from 3-point range, it's a different game.
It was more like five of five at the end. That was the crazy part. The 8 of 9 is like whatever. It was the 5 of 5 in 2 minutes. It was literally Reggie Miller all over again.
Right, right. I think also to counter your point that you said that you feel like God's like listening to your inner thoughts. I think it's the devil. I think the devil incarnate was there in the form of the Reggie Miller choke. I think that's like the most dastardly taunt that you could ever do. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like really like
Yeah.
it's mean.
I don't believe in the devil, but that's why I said God. But if you believe in the devil, that was the closest it comes. What was that? You know the usual suspects?
Yeah.
So you know that line that's I like Kaiser Soze is like Satan. He's like, and I don't fear Satan, but I fear Kaiser Soze, something like that. Like, I don't know, whatever. What am I talking about? How did we get here?
You're pontificating. It was a very hard fought game though. The teams were yeah. I'm gonna leave that one there. Let's let that one sink in.
I don't know what pontificating means.
Um, is it
I'm ready for predictions. I'm ready for predictions, man. I feel like we've said what we had to about this game. Do you have like a great point to make?
I thought it was cool that the bench played well. That's all.
The Knicks bench?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
was
that's good
cool.
news. Like meaning like projecting to the rest of the series. There's at the very least 3 games left. They can't win. I think it's going 7. I think the series is going 7.
I'm not doing well lately, honestly. Um. Yeah. Like I don't know. Like I'm just not that. I mean, I'm not in a great place.
Before we move on to predictions. Yeah, what you're saying.
No, I just like my mom texted me just 2 words, and I resonate with them very much. Physically painful.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is a physically painful loss. History is repeating itself.
No, I'll tell you something. I think this is exactly what the Knicks need. Honestly, I think it's like game 5 last series. The Knicks need the chip on their shoulder. They played that
I like
early.
it. I like it. Knicks in 5. Let's go. You fully turned me around. Okay.
Before we move on to predictions, I want to say that it is officially the case that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has won the MVP. That's news.
Congrats.
71 votes, 70 something votes.
Oh, I didn't see the votes. Well, what was the out of how many?
I think it was like 70, 73, 71, something like that.
1 out of 73?
No, out of 100.
Oh, I was like,
That's still a pretty big margin. I wasn't expecting that.
yeah, another great Shlomo Stark prediction, which was SGA is obviously going to win, but Jokic deserves to do it. Another great Shlomo Stark prediction. No, but congrats to SGA. Great season. Is like comparable to like the Michael Jordan seasons of the 90s, one of the greatest guard seasons ever. His team was phenomenal. Even though I thought Jokic should win, it does not take anything away from this SGA season. I don't think like I'm gonna look back at this season and be like the year SGA stole the MVP. The Thunder were the best team all year. SGA was the best player on that team, and there's definitely a case for him to be made. And I don't want to come on here and just talk about Jokic when SGA won the MVP. Congrats, Shai.
If you haven't
Well
watched,
done. And in the head-to-head matchup, they also won in the playoffs, which it doesn't really matter because the voting already happened, but it is just interesting to know.
to any of our listeners who appreciates a good basketball banter, the TNT interview where they told him that he won the MVP, and he's sitting there with the whole team, and it's just like really really fun back and forth. He just feels like a cool older brother. You know what I'm saying?
Thunder they have the best like post-game interviews with the not post-game press conference that the Timberwolves are the best at. Anthony Edwards kills that, but the post-game like on the court, the Thunder are the best at. Like they just jump on the whole team, they're cussing, they're throwing water on each other. They're always messing with the reporters. It's great. They're like dressing them up. I don't even know what's happening there. Okay, game two, Thunder,
Thunderwolves.
thank you. I'm out of it. I have the Timberwolves. I think they come back.
I think that might happen in game 3. I think the Thunder win this game.
It's a fair one. They're probably favored, and
Yeah,
you're probably right.
this doesn't make for good content, but I have a strong feeling, especially after him winning the
Yeah,
MVP.
I would not bet on it, but because there's no money involved, I'll just predict a more fun result.
Breathe through it, man. Breathe through it. Keep going.
I guess we should end the podcast, right? That was the daily basketball recap in 15 minutes or less. I want to thank you, Levi, for all that you do. You truly are a man who you're a doer. Unlike the Knicks in the last 2 minutes of the game, you came through this morning and did the timing that I needed, and I appreciate that. It's really nice to have someone in my life who comes through, unlike my basketball team. And I want to thank you for listening.